Good evening. Welcome to Grandma's Attic Music Review. I'm so happy to be with you guys tonight. So the first thing I want to say is, Tim, I don't know where you are, but I do know that wherever you are, you're trying to watch my show. And I thank you for that. We miss you a lot, and I hope I find out where you have been stationed. So that being said, this is Grandma's Attic, and so yesterday I got a call, the day before the taping of this show, I got a call from Canyon, who was supposed to be on, and she had an emergency at her house, flooding and whatever, I don't know. And I'm like, oh no, that was at 5 o'clock before we tape a show the next day. So I gave her a couple hours, and then I'm like, oh no. So I post up on Facebook, as I usually do. Within seconds, a name got dropped, and I was like, how perfect. It's still March, although, you know. And so if I could embody our performer tonight into my imagination as what he really is, he's the largest leprechaun hillbilly in Connecticut. And on top of being a leprechaun hillbilly, he's an amazing musician, and you're going to see that. But he's in a band called Bards of Gunjiwamp, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But he does other stuff too. He's brilliant musically. You're going to have so much fun because he knows how to have fun. So please welcome into your heart, into your home, and into your TV, Jeff Butler.
Thank you.
You're blushing too.
Well, I just can't hold it together, and I get drunker every night. My baby told me that she's leaving, and that's just a country lullaby. I started drinking in the morning. My dog just looked at me inside. My car is making funny noises, and that's just a country lullaby. Well, just ask Hank or George or Waylon. You'll see their stories never lie. The road always ends in sorrow, in a country lullaby. So if you're having trouble sleeping, get you some whiskey made with rye. We could spend our evenings weeping in a country lullaby. The road always ends in sorrow. We'll get drunk again tomorrow in a country lullaby. Thank you. That one's the country lullaby. This next one I wrote about a ship called the Onrust, and it's captained by my co-fiddler in the Bards of Gunjiwamp, Dan Thompson. So he's in there, and part of it, what inspired me to write the the chorus was that while he's driving the ship, it's a kind of a tour boat, and he'll let the tourists, sometimes me, take over the rudder. So it's really fun to drive a big wooden ship captained by Dan. It's called the Onrust. The Onrust is a hunting vessel made of oak and cock. She makes her port in Essex town, right down by the docks. She launched out of the Mohawk, she's been up to Windsor locks. The last true wooden ship to sail the old Connecticut. Captain Dan is at the rudder, then again maybe he's not. When the Onrust is sailing on the old Connecticut. Captain Dan is at the rudder, then again maybe he's not. When the Onrust is sailing on the old Connecticut. She boasts the finest crew around, the captain best of all. Sturgeons in the summertime and cider in the fall. The ghost of the tiger who burned under block can be felt aboard the Onrust on the old Connecticut. Captain Dan is at the rudder, then again maybe he's not. When the Onrust is sailing on the old Connecticut. Captain Dan is at the rudder, then again maybe he's not. When the Onrust is sailing on the old Connecticut. On a Monday night down at the Grizz, the water's to the lee. The crew is striking shanties up, the beer is flowing free. We'll slip down to the river and untie a couple knots. Now you're shanghaied in the Onrust on the old Connecticut. Captain Dan is at the rudder, then again maybe he's not. When the Onrust is sailing on the old Connecticut. Captain Dan is at the rudder and her keel is on the rocks. When the Onrust is sailing on the old Connecticut. Thank you. I'm gonna try to do all original stuff. So here's I think I can do it. I'm gonna do one called Billy Jones, the Ballad of Billy Jones. Well, Billy Jones was an oldest son, only 17. Hanging out with the wrong crowd and living loud and mean. You know, he started drinking and sniffing that cocaine. He's on the wrong path and Billy is his name. Billy, he liked to gamble and stay out late at night, smoking Camel cigarettes and getting into fights. Shooting dice was the only vice that Billy couldn't claim. And the cops all know that Billy is his name. Hairbreadth red as fire and guns of shining steel. His only desire was living for cheap thrills. But Billy, he shot that stranger down, now that's his claim to fame. He's a wanted man and Billy is his name. Billy drank his whiskey as they played 7-card stud. Aces up his sleeves and bullets in his gun. No one knew that stranger who beat him at his own game. But a shot rang out and Billy is to blame. Hairbreadth red as fire and guns are shining still. His only desire was living for cheap thrills. But Billy, he shot that stranger down, now that's his claim to fame. He's a wanted man and Billy is his name. So Billy, ride your horse until you see the morning sun. 'Cause sorrow is for breakfast now that you're living on the run. 'Cause Billy, you are a stranger too, and your fate's gonna be the same. Going town to town until your dying day. Hairbreadth red as fire and guns are shining still. His only desire was living for cheap thrills. But Billy, he shot that stranger down, now that's his claim to fame. He's a wanted man and Billy is his name. Oh no, he's a wanted man and Billy is his name. Thank you. Well, it's the carpenter's lament. Oh, how many days were spent working on those shacks down by the sea. One day she caught his eye as she was wandering on by. With a basket full of flowers, she would peddle on the street. Oh, hammer, pig, and chisel, won't someone meet them in the middle? Oh, rock and beam and board, will your family stay warm? Will the children do no harm? And are you happy? Are you free? A penny for the pauper, and a nickel for his rose, and a dime just to keep shoes on the children's feet. When all is said and done, have they lost or have they won? As they step out to the sun and let it sink into the sea. Oh, hammer, pig, and chisel, won't someone meet them in the middle? Oh, rock and beam and board, will your family stay warm? Will the children do no harm? And are you happy? Are you free? Well, it's the carpenter's lament. Oh, how many days were spent working on those shacks down by the sea. And now he's growing old, and his story has been told. He's been brash and he's been bold, and he is happy, he is free. Oh, hammer, pig, and chisel, won't someone meet them in the middle? Oh, rock and beam and board, will your family stay warm? Will the children do no harm? And are you happy? Are you free? Oh, hammer, pig, and chisel, won't someone meet them in the middle? Oh, rock and beam and board, will your family stay warm? Will the children do no harm? And are you happy? Are you free? Thank you. I found myself fully overtaken with the feeling of love again. And every little plan, everything I had going just fades into the wind. And I can't tell if it's real or just some fleeting fascination, but it's got my brain so wrapped up I can't even rhyme this time. I find myself singing in the marketplace, leaving the past behind, having sudden revelations and real conversations in the checkout line. An owl told me to meditate, a snake said to go back and wait, a beaver said appreciate everything you have, And Robin said, fill your nest with babies, work hard to keep them fed. And Robin said, fill your nest with babies and be glad. And I said, oh, my Jeremy, oh. And I said, oh, my darling Clementine. My darling Clementine. Thank you. I'll switch over to the fiddle here.
Woohoo! I'm gonna switch over too.
That last one was from my new CD.
The new CD.
The new CD. A demo of electric songs that I kind of messed around with, and this next one's something I wrote in a Cajun style. I've been getting really into Cajun music, and try to sing it in French here. Oh ma Jeremy, oh ma Dessemy, tu as la femme paix en ma cœur. Tu veux te dire mais le mot est sans parole. Tu es si gentil, tu baisses à deux pas, tu as toujours mon cœur. Je suis un chien avec un câble, je ne suis pas mon Dieu. Soleil-vous un jour, soleil que les jours, vais-je empocher mon cœur, les cheveux, le monde pour te dire mes sentiments. Winter's end, the northern winds come whipping through the pines, and after all those dreary days, you're lucky to be alive. You wander to the valley with springtime on your mind, built a shelter from the cold, piled with boughs of pine. In early March, the winter winds will chill you to the bone. You slept out in the wildwood and left your lassie home. Down in the kitchen and you worked out in the field, and after all that working's just to get your one day's meal. It's crossed your mind that you could flee and leave it all behind, go poaching in the Kingswood and be home by dinner time. In early March the winter winds will chill you to the bone. You slept out in the wildwood and left your lassie home. And love, if I could take your pain, I'd surely make it mine. You slept down in the valley and you left your love behind. If all of my fiddle strings were made of golden thread, I'd trade them to the landlord for an acre of the land. I'd pick the stones right out the field and pile them way up high. I'd build my love a tower to the crystals in the sky. In early March, the winter winds but chill you to the bone. You slept out in the wildwood and left your lassie home. And love, if I could take your pain, I'd surely make it mine. You slept down in the valley and you left your love behind. Thank you.
Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo.
Thank you.
Told you were a damn leprechaun.
A few fiddle tunes. I wrote one of those after when my car was broken down. Had all this time, I couldn't go anywhere, so it was kind of nice. The car breakdown. Go back to guitar. But I have seen a premonition, a land so green that we were living. Nobody knows the ways that hold us, find the changes to let them go. Have you seen a premonition, a land so free that we were living? Nobody knows the ways that hold us, find the changes to let them go. And you walk along the earth and trees, pavement blends in perfectly. Overthrown by mud and stones, the tundra will reclaim its home, and fauna will regain their health. Flora holds endless wealth, the smog is lifted, nothing left. Mother takes another breath, 'cause we're in over our heads. Society's dead, put us to the test again. We'll all be living free in the promised lands, and we're in over our heads. Society's dead, we must make the trek again. We'll all be living free in the promised lands. Glaciers melt into the seas, the water rises to our feet. Change is constant, always grown. The mother will protect her home. There's no more plastic, no more phones, no more factories. The grid is gone, your precious paper's worthless now. I hope you learned to love the world somehow. We're in over our heads. Society's dead, put us to the test again. We'll all be living free in the promised lands, and we're in over our heads. Society's dead, we must make the trek again. We'll all be living free in the promised lands, and all the secrets you hold will all be told. And change is the answer, the sovereign shores you call home will grow so cold. And change is the answer, and all the lies that you spun will come undone. And change is the answer, the one world that we're on holds all that is wrong. And change is the answer. Well, have you seen a premonition, a land so green that we were living? Nobody knows the ways that hold us, find the changes to let them go. Over our heads, society's dead. Thank you.
You have about 7 more minutes.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make you come sit and talk to me.
Sounds good. Okay. This one's also off my newest album, Electric Songs. But try 'em acoustic. Hey, we're alive in the wild today. We seek every single way that we can choose to suffer. Hey, and our friends that come out to play, we seek every single stray, and we won't be home for supper. Oh, well, alright, we're alive in the wild tonight, encircling pine firelight, and in love with one another. It's the birds and the bees in flight, the chill just before dawn's light. Gonna let them go recover. La da, la da ba da da da, la da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. a la da, a la da ba da da da, a la da, a la da 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 da, a la da 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 da. A la da, a la da ba da da da, a la da, a la da ba da da da, a la da 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 da. A la da, a la da ba da da da, a la da 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 da, a la da 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 da.
Woo-hoo!
Thank you. Time for one more.
Absolutely.
All right. This is another one off the my newest demo album.
What happened to Frank?
When life was young, there were axes and doves, and these things were mutually exclusive. Pieces of dove and an axe is for wood, chops tender while the dove holds an olive. 'Cause flying's for birds and steel's just for work, till an axe pressed the dove for her secrets. Things became strange, the axe began to change his steel blade to missiles and bullets. Destruction and greed, tens of thousands of trees fell to the axe's new weapons. He'd fooled the dove, 'cause his handle was wood. Now the door to destruction is open. Is your conscience a man with a gun in his hand, or a politician with paper? 'Cause the next thing you know, they'll drag you from your home as the pine falls, the doves yelling timber, timber. 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 Timber.
Awesome. So while Jeff gets his guitar down and gets ready to come over and talk to me, we'll talk about what's going on in the hood. There's a whole bunch of shows going on right now. I'm not sure how you can be living in New London County and be bored. There's so much going on in the arts, at the Guard, at Friday Night Folk, at all the galleries have some kind of show going on. There's a real special show coming up at the 33. Check that out. You can, oh my goodness, so much going on in downtown New London. Of course, last weekend were the parades, the Mystic Parade, the New London Parade. Oh my goodness, it was just so much. And I'm just going to give you a little hint. There's a old house in New London that's about to get a facelift. So keep your eye on her. She's about to become a raging beauty. So let's talk to Jeff because he's got some stuff to tell us about. So welcome back to Grandma's Attic. It's so good to have you here. And
Thank you.
I have to thank you for at the last minute just jumping in.
Totally.
It's a good thing that we have so many musicians that can do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's great. And we were trying to get the whole bards in here.
Yeah.
We still got to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not sure this studio's quite ready to handle the bards all at once, but when we do, it's going to be, I love you guys so much.
Thank you.
You're so much fun to watch. What do you get? I know that this being March, it was just like your busiest season and you were like playing kabillions and billions and billions of places.
Yeah.
But what do you have coming up? So this show will air Saturday,
Yeah.
which will be the 29th.
Okay.
So it's going to air the 29th. So what do you have coming up in April?
Well, we have shows that day, the 29th. Some good ones.
But this show airs at 10 o'clock at night.
Okay, so that's over.
So maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
April is pretty light because we're kind of taking some time
To recover
to
from
recover
March.
from March, yeah. But we have a lot of festivals coming up after
Talk
that.
about them.
The Connecticut Sea Music Festival, that's one we're excited about. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be so much fun.
yeah.
So all you guys will be playing with that, and
Yeah.
that will be cool.
Yeah, doing
So
some shanties and
sea shanties and such.
yeah.
What's your favorite part about playing music?
You're there right in the moment, and I love doing it. It's always right exactly where I want to be, and there's nothing I'd rather do. It's just,
You know, you can
That's
see
great.
that on your face when you're playing.
thank you.
Do you know that? Do you know the glow that you put out when you play?
Thank
You
you.
do?
No, I don't.
It's
I don't know.
well, you'll be able to see it when you watch this show back.
Nice.
There's an aura that comes off from you that is full joy, full on joy. Jeff, let's talk a little bit about your music history. When was it that you had that light bulb moment that you knew that music had to happen coming from you?
That's tough. I wrote songs starting at like 17, 18 maybe, and they just kind of came out as I was playing guitar, and maybe a few years later, I just decided, okay, I've got a little collection now. Let's make a band out of it, and I wanted to
Nice.
start showing other people, and that was 10 years ago, and just
So when
keep
did the
doing it.
Bards decide to become the Bards?
So we went through a few names, different choices, some funny ones. The Green Wind was it?
Oh my God!
Not
I can
the
just
choice.
see. I can just see y'all calling yourselves the Green Wind and the jokes that would come off from that.
That was why we didn't choose it.
Ew. Okay.
But I think it was three years ago, around St. Patrick's Day, we were all kind of playing some Irish music and folk music together,
Yeah.
and we said, oh, we can form a band, play down at 33 for St. Patrick's Day, and we did it, and it was fun. So
Not only
We
was
kept
it
doing it.
fun, I heard that it was like an amazing night of music.
yeah.
It was crazy. And then I remember how, I'm just going to say this, aggressive you guys were about getting your new album to me. And I loved it. And then we decided to bring your name up to Friday Night Folk.
Yeah.
And you got to open the season for us last year, and what a night that was. Do you remember that night?
That was great,
Wow.
yeah.
We went live for one thing, and so many people joined the live feed, and the room was just aglow with laughter and fun. You guys are so much fun to watch on stage, and you have such an air of, okay, so you're all a bunch of kooks.
Yeah.
But what comes off from all that kookiness is this amazing level of professionalism. I'm not sure how those two work together. I don't understand. But there's the insanity of you guys,
Yeah.
because you're all freaking insane. But it comes off when the music comes out. You all know what you're doing, and you all do it really well.
Thank you.
And it's so much fun to watch. I can't even imagine someone having seen your show and not wanting to go back and see it again and again and again. Where can people find you musically?
So my solo stuff is on Bandcamp,
Okay.
and I have a few of the demos, physical ones, but yeah, just Jeff Butler's Bandcamp is
Okay.
a lot of stuff up there.
So Jeff Butler on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Where can people find the bards?
We have a website, www.bardsofgunjuwamp.com. Yep, wasn't taken.
Maybe we should spell that. BARDSOFGUNGYWAMP.
You got it. It is just how it sounds.
Yeah, it is just how it sounds, but some people don't know that.
Yeah.
Gunjiwamp is kind of a weird name. It's an old Indian name.
Yeah.
And there is a Gunjiwamp Road in Groton.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
Having the name, we hear all about it.
Yeah,
it's
right?
fun. Yeah.
So when you are writing for you, is it a different process than when you're writing for the band, and how do you know the difference?
It absolutely is a different process, and we have taken some of my old songs and play them as the band, so that's fun, and kind of make them our own. But when I write for the band, I'm kind of thinking of how the voices and the instruments sound of the specific members.
Can you hear them in your head?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't. And so many of you guys, you singer-songwriters and you music makers can do that. Hear like
little parts and
yeah. I know that Toshi, that is the director for the Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra, says he hears all the different instruments in his head.
Wow.
I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Because my head's busy enough. If I had 45 instruments playing in my head,
Yeah.
how is that for you?
It's kind of a break from the, other thoughts and woes.
The other noise.
The other noise. When you think about a song, it's kind of a nice, and that's playing it too. Just get to tune everything else out and think about.
Okay,
the music
so
and the
when
song.
you're writing for the bards, you hear them all together.
Yeah.
And so how do you, like, a song comes to you, how do you know it's going to be a bard song as opposed to a Butler song? Bards and Butler, we'll keep that going.
Right. I guess when the song comes, it's just like, this is in that vein, this is a bard song, and some of them can cross over.
Okay.
Certainly, but there's a few bard-specific ones that I might play by myself, make a little demo of, but I'm always thinking about this is for the band.
Right.
And because I can hear those parts.
The other guys in the band write also?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
They all do?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So that must be cool. Rehearsals must last for hours.
Yes.
And I imagine they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Do you guys all leave like laughing or you're holding your bellies because you've laughed so much?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, right? So how did you pull this together? You can very easily get on stage and perform completely solo. You've proven that today, and I know you've done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a different frame of mind for you when you're performing alone as opposed to when you're playing with the band? Does your spirit do a different kind of jig?
Yeah, it's certainly different. Yeah.
In what way? Can you describe it?
I mean, just like it's always the energy of everyone is in the room. Like today, you said I'm glowing up there, you're glowing over here,
You were. It was
connecting
amazing.
in that way, and
Right.
so it's having the band with you is just we're all vibing together, I guess.
Right. It's a whole different thing. Now, where do you get your thoughts that turn into a song? Where do you feel like you have a muse that does that, or is this something that you have to sit down and think about it to write a song? What's your songwriting process?
The initial thought always just comes at a random time.
Okay.
And it'll pop into my head, and then hopefully if I'm driving, I'll pull over, or if, hopefully I'll be able to jot it down or do a little cell phone recording or something before it goes away, which happens too.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then sometimes it's the middle of the night, and then spend a little time working it out and writing, and then I don't know. It's and then I guess it just comes from the ideas come from life and
What's going on around you?
Yeah.
Well, obviously the Captain Dan didn't come from just like nowhere. That's a real song.
Yeah.
About a real life situation.
Yeah.
I'd like to be on that boat sometime.
Yeah.
That's a nice boat.
Yeah, you should go.
Yeah, that
That's
would be a
awesome.
lot of fun. I'll have to get an invitation.
Yeah.
I'll finagle an invitation this summer
Yeah.
to go out on the boat.
Totally.
So, you said you were in the sea shanty festival.
Yep.
What other concerts and festivals do you think that you have coming up that you can remember? Do you have any of them written down?
Yeah, I got them.
Why don't you tell people about them?
So we're at the Sea Music Fest. We're doing the Rose Arts Fest in Norwich.
Oh, nice.
On the
Did I just
Friday.
see you post? Did you guys just post
Yeah,
about that?
Yep, they just released the lineup, and we're going to be
That's
doing
exciting.
that. Yeah.
That's exciting. That's a great festival.
Yeah.
Jason does a really good job pulling that together
Yeah.
musically.
Yeah.
He's such an asset to the community. Do you ever play? You must play up at his.
Oh yeah, Strange Brew.
Strange Brew.
Yep. Yep.
My brain was like a little warped there. Do you play up there?
Yeah.
Do you have any gigs coming up there?
I don't. Besides the Rose Arts is in Norwich, but
Yep.
yeah, I don't think we have anything planned there. We usually do 2 a year around the holidays. We have like an annual one there.
Right.
That's always fun. Yeah,
That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad he moved. The old Lincoln Inn was falling apart.
Yeah.
You know, and when he took it over, he really did a lot to start up the music thing again. And when he moved it, it's just he has music there 7 days a week, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
maybe 6,
amazing.
but yeah.
You know, that's amazing. When you're performing alone, does it ever cross your mind that you might like to do that more than the band? Or is it two different yeses?
2 different yeses. Yeah. I always want to do the band and as much as possible, but I think just getting everyone together can be tough, and everyone's schedule is different. So I like to play just about every day. So if,
Right.
Of course, I'll do solo stuff. And
Are you able to make it as just a musician, or do you have to carry a day job?
I'm able to make it as a musician who finds side work, basically. And one of my not gigs, but one of my day job, I guess, is teaching
one
lessons.
of my side jobs.
Yeah.
So if people wanted to take lessons, what kind of lessons could they take from you?
So for a beginner, I've done drums, piano, I do violin of all, guitar, bass, anything with strings, basically.
Anything with strings.
Yeah.
And is that on a website of just yours that people can find you to get lessons from you?
No, right now I work at the Music Bureau up in Salem.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I just got a message from him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, it's not him anymore. He's not there anymore, is he? What was his name?
I think his name was Matt Bureau.
Matt Bureau.
Yeah.
He's not there anymore.
No, Mike's the guy now.
So, yeah, I just got a Matt Bureau message. He's doing something. I'll have to go back and look it up.
Cool.
But if you go to, so y'all, hi, you can go to the Music Bureau, I believe that's a .com, and find Jeff, and he'll teach you what to play. He'll teach you some piano. I think that every house should have a piano.
Yeah?
I say that almost every show.
Yeah, it's true.
It's an important thing. And guitar and violin and you name it, he'll teach you. It's not violin, it's fiddle.
Yeah.
So your bow,
Yeah.
let's talk about your bow because it's different.
Yes.
Why is it different?
It's carbon, and it doesn't have the usual frog that you loosen.
Right.
Because I think the hairs are not synthetic; they're real hairs, but the bow isn't wood, so it can stay like that. Mm-hmm. It's lighter. I like to use a wooden bow too, but right now my wooden bow is very thin on the hairs, so I'm using this one.
Right. There was a guy, I think his name was Matt something, and he went through a show.
Oh, wow.
He would play so hard that he would go through the whole bow.
Yeah.
When he was playing, you could watch the strings popping, like the hairs.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could just watch them popping. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Gets
Why?
expensive.
Yes, it's very expensive to have a bow restrung.
Yeah.
He said I had to learn to string my own. I'm
Okay.
no, no. Some people won't even string their own guitars.
Right.
Where do you see you by yourself in 5 years?
Not sure. Hopefully still playing music.
Right where you are today.
Yeah.
Where do you want to see the Bards of Gunjiwamp in 5 years?
Yeah, national tour would be great. I'd love to tour more and do more festivals. I'm really happy with our projection.
Trajectory.
What
Your
we're doing
trajectory
now
is great because you guys are moving up and you're getting known.
Yeah.
And so for those of you that don't know, the Bards of Gunjiwamp are kind of local, but they're fantastic. If you hear they're going to be playing, get out there and see them. So what is the date for that Sea Festival?
That is June 6th through the 8th.
June 6th through the 8th. That's a definite. It's outdoors. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you can do that. And any place else up on thebardsofgunjiwamp.com.
Yep.
You can find all their shows, their records up there,
Yeah.
and it's fabulous. It's absolutely fabulous. I don't have a lot of bumper stickers on my car, but I do have that one. Right?
Yeah.
Right. I do have that one because they're really, really good. Jeff, thank you for coming on Grandma's Attic, especially such short notice.
Thanks for having me.
Yay! Will you take us out with a song?
Sure.
Sing a ding ding.
Yeah.
Thank you. So while he's well, just getting back set up, we have so much fun here in the attic, right? So let's do something a little not fun. The weather's changing. Please take care of your neighbors. Make sure that your elderly have fresh water and either moving air or whatever to keep them comfortable. And make sure that the children are wearing the correct stuff on their feet. Make sure that animals aren't walking on hot tar. And support your favorite mom and pop shop. Go to the galleries, support local music. I'll see y'all next week. Bye for now.
Thank you, Dot.
I used to be a dishwasher, but then my hands got wet. Used to be a carpenter, but I couldn't take the sweat. I used to drive a riverboat, I sank it to its depth. There's a lot of things I used to be, but I don't got nothing left. Used to ride out on the plains, and I'll ride again real soon. For now I'm just a howling at the moon. I've been up and I've been down, been in the woods, been in the town. There's a lot of things I used to be, but I don't got nothing now. So if you're asking me how something's done, I'll tell you what to do. You wanna know how to catch a fish, just let it come to you. But why God kept me alive so long, I couldn't tell you that. There's a lot of times I should have died, but you know I ain't dead yet. So let the rain pour down, I won't complain, I'll be around. Forget my name out in the fall, 'cause all I ever wanted was a hammock and a dog. Well, I used to be a dishwasher, but then my hands got wet. Used to be a carpenter, but I couldn't take the sweat. I used to drive a riverboat, I sank it to its depth. There's a lot of things I used to be, but I don't got nothing left.
That was awesome, Jeff. So much fun. So much fun. I hope that you'll be able to bring the Bards back.
Yeah.
We'll get them in here. It will take a lot of work because this is a new studio. It's a whole different vibe. But yeah. Yeah. It'd be fun to pull them into the radio station too. It'll be crowded.
Yeah.
But what fun we would have.
Yeah.
What that means, though, is getting up at dark 30 in the morning.